They took down a bunch of servers. It was kind of like an orchestrated attack on older unlicensed versions of Cobalt Strike used for red team.
The numbers are impressive, right? 690 individual instances spread out across 129 different internet service providers in 27 countries.
It took 3 years, like from the time they identified the IP addresses to the time that those servers were taken down.
It took 3 years to do this.
That's really terrible.
To get 690 servers.
They're all brought up the next day on OVH.
Has anybody on this call downloaded the Rocku 2024 list?
Yes, I have it, yeah.
Actually, looking into the file after downloading it, it's a bunch of junk.
Is it more just a word list, basically?
It's a terrible word list, actually. There's 10 billion passwords and a bunch more data was in there.
John and Hashcat are going to take a lot longer to run now.
Yeah, no kidding. It was not any kind of formatting where it's, you're going to be able to search it for someone's password or whatever.
If you don't reuse your passwords and you don't use simple passwords, also if you use MFA, you don't have anything to worry about.
ShinyHunters, who are so hot right now, got into Ticketmaster and immediately exfilled a large amount of data. Live Nation, who owns Ticketmaster, was actually going to pay a $1 million ransom to keep quiet. But then once ShinyHunters realized that they actually had Taylor Swift ticket data, they increased the ransom to $8 million.
But they didn't actually increase the ransom. What they did was they applied a $7 million processing fee on $1 million.
Yeah. One of the other neat pieces of information in another article is it said if you had reported fraud to Ticketmaster, more of your information was leaked.
The Supreme Court was busy, quite busy last week. They not only overturned, but overruled something known as the Chevron Doctrine. The Chevron Doctrine basically says if there's a law that doesn't explicitly give directions or clear guidance to Congress, the agencies are allowed to provide guidance and inform people of how the regulation is meant to be interpreted and then applied. Agencies are still going to issue their interpretations of the laws that Congress passed. But what's going to happen now is judges will be able to exercise a bit more discretion if they believe that the agency's interpretation of the law is correct or not.
We are likely to see more impact on this sort of a thing, and where legal challenges are more likely to crop up are in agencies that don't have anything to do with either security or technology. So rulings by the FCC are probably less likely to be in the firing line because they are more likely to be upheld under judicial review. Rulings by security agencies are more likely to be safe. If you've got, the EPA passing a cybersecurity notification regulation, those are the sort of things that are more likely on very shaky footing right now and could be overthrown or overturned in a challenge.
Japan's government finally stops using floppy disks. And there's just this funny quote in it. They have finally, quote, won the war on floppy disks. I did not know there was a war on floppy disks going on in Japan.
I feel like floppy disks are like a security feature at this point,
Yeah.
Like how many people have a 3.5 or a 5 1/4 even read a floppy disk, right?
We've got a proposal for an AI bill, but the tech community is up in arms saying you're stifling technology. But I find this really kind of interesting because this is the first time we've got a legislative body saying, hey, before this technology gets off the tracks, let's try and regulate it and think about risks. And I'm kind of curious to see how this plays out.
Twillow lost a bunch of phone numbers for their two-factor app called Authy. Attackers managed to access a bunch of Authy accounts. And then in turn, they ended up getting a lot of phone numbers. I think it was like 33 million. Every website that has only SMS for authentication is bad. Every website that only has email for your two-factor, that's not two-factor.
Passkeys are the answer to this.
Yes,
They're the answer to the democratization problem and the what if I can't afford a smartphone problem.
And apparently there is really a smart toilet paper monitor that tells you when you need a new roll.
Yeah. We all work in security, so unless we're doing research on it, none of us are going to have this in our house, right?
Yes. I just want to hack this so I can find out really how much toilet paper you're using, right?
I just want to play Doom on it.
Well, if you can get it to report back like false positive data, you could potentially DOS somebody with toilet paper.
Join us for live InfoSec news every Monday at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time on the Black Hills InfoSec YouTube channel.